Well, it's been a hot minute since I've made one of these videos, and I think the last one we made was like $3,000, or what a $3,000 account looks like. And just to let you know, I always get comments on this of, oh, I hope you're making money off of this, or I hope it was worth it. I always use some of the money that I make off of making these videos to pump into the game. And I am in the green. This is not a loss for me, and this is something I enjoy doing, going and pumping up this account. But the grand total on this time is going to be $5,073, and it has been since December 25th when we made that $3,200 one, so it's about $1,000 a month, which honestly, I really don't think is that bad. I'm getting better with tracking on these, but I feel like every time I do go and add these things up, I'm going, man, I must have missed something. It really feels like I've spent more than what I actually have. And where about $1,000 was probably wasted on this in the beginning to go and try to get every weapon, and we didn't have the limited chest then, so that was a little bit difficult too. That kind of skewed it a little bit, and honestly, if you're wondering what a $5,000 account looks like, and I think we're maybe 6 months of playing now, 4 months, can't keep track. But when the game went and finally went to global, or a couple weeks before that. But my point is if you think that spending money on this is going to give you a huge giant leap, well, unfortunately, it's not always the case. Now, where I say I'm not strong, I am pretty strong. We're at 2.54 billion right now. We're not strong compared to those strongest players that are sitting at 10 billion, 12 billion, but I'm doing pretty well. I'm up there pretty high, and with some of the top players in the game. And as you can see here, we have a bunch of mythic gear. That Judgment Ring, which is sitting at Legendary +3, I do have enough of those to go and take it to Mythic. I just need to get 2 more burner non-S grade rings. So everything you see there is pretty much at its highest rarity, minus the plus levels. We do have a +1 on the weapon and the armor, +2 on the ring, and then +1 on the accessories. And of course, we also have a Mythic Whisperer in there. A lot of people always comment about that. I'm still using the darn thing, lay off me. It's still my favorite weapon. Just Sky Splitter seems to be a lot easier and a lot better to use in a lot of the quick matches. But I still have a bunch of other S grades in there too. You can see we're filled up on a ton of weapons. And then I think there's just some armor, some rings, nothing I can really upgrade or need to upgrade at the moment. One of the big things that I was buying was the Fearless packs, which were $100. It gave you 120 keys, I think it was, 12,000 gems, 40 of the gem chests, and then whatever else, pet eggs, I think it was too. So those were $100. I bought those plenty of times. If I head over to my chapter packs, you can see we're only 5 of them left. So just about every single chapter pack I bought, and except for these ones that are still sitting up top. Just bought a bunch the other day to get some more bone books out of it. As far as the adventurers, nothing crazy. I mean, we got everything unlocked at least. Dragon Girl still sitting at 0 stars. And then going and just using the in-game currency for the guild shop and the crystal shop to go and get copies of the panda and even the piggy there. But as far as the panda itself, I guess we are pretty close for that. So that'll be a nice day when I finally get that last one. For pets, we have all those unlocked. We do have Elsa sitting at level 2 Arcana right now. So that's a plus. And that was the other thing with the weapons too. We do have the Arcana for the Sky Splitter, the Whisperer, and then we have it for the Dragon Breath armor. And both the Whisperer and the Sky Splitter are both sitting at level 3 right now for the Arcana, or 3 stars, I should say. But then as far as the other pets, we do have the Slime King at Arcana level 2, and we also have the Demon Fox and then the Baby Dragon. Flash still sitting at 1, and we're still missing, I think, what is it, one other one there, which is going to be the Unicorn. So we do have just about all the Arcanas except for the one, and we do have a couple of levels. Mainly, a lot of that is when we go and play these wheels. I get the pity at 300, I get that random pet chest out of it, and that's where I'm getting that from. And as you can see, we have all the other pets unlocked too. Now, as far as the builds themselves, we're at 373,000. I have the growth build event going on right now. I am considering dropping $100 on this build growth, but I think I'm gonna wait to see what the end of the week looks like. As far as my heroes, nothing crazy at all. I mean, we still have epic +2s in there. The only mythic I actually have is that Sharp Rogue there, which I did kind of invest a little bit in that. But anything else, I mean, we're not really too crazy. Yeah, I mean, we got some +2s in there, which is nice, some +1s. We do have them all unlocked, but if you saw the video I made a while back, the main thing we're waiting for is once I go and get to my actual legacy here and get this bone to its tier 6, that's where I'm going to go and heavily invest into the bone itself and just see about taking that to Mythic too. So I'm hoping this guy right here will go and give me a good boost on the stats of going insane, unslotting that Knight of the End or the Judgment Reaper and throwing that in, because once you get to that tier 6, that'll turn into an S grade and it'll be pretty strong on its own. I have wasted a ton of gems on the wishing to get to myself to this point, and as you can see, it really doesn't look like there's much at all. So just to let you know, if you're going to be pulling on that wishing, don't expect a huge jump, and this is one of the nice ways of going and using those legacy heroes to kind of give you a big increase. When it comes to the raids, those first 3 are maxed out at 100, the Dragon Lair, the Celestial Tree, and then the Phantom Sword will max out at 50. The raid Temple of Times where we get the dust, this one I am stuck on level 71, the fact that I did just go get it to that point, and then I took some of the levels off of my revival cape to go and take that tunic, if you saw that video, and dump it into the Dragon Breath armor. So we'll be there for a little bit on that, and that's the same thing that goes with the tower challenge. Right now, we are 150-9, so we're just a little bit over the halfway mark of maxing that out. The arena, I'm sitting in the highest one possible. We're ranking 15. Really don't try too hard on that because there's 6, 7, 8 billion level players inside there. So there's not really too much of a competition. So try to get in there right around that 11 o'clock mark, make some attacks in, and see if I could jump above everybody else. Goblin Miner, we're on floor 1789. I really don't put too much thought in this anymore. Now I just pretty much use the auto mine on it because I don't feel like sitting there and clicking on it. At first, you start off, you're very careful. I'm going to pick these and these, and it's just like, I just want to get these things done because it can be a little exhausting. The Seal Battle, I'm saying in top 15. You see my rank there, 6.36 trillion. Sounds like a lot until you go and compare it to Trung Game and Reign there. 148 trillion, 159 trillion. It's absolutely insane of what that power level is. But back to the legacies, you can see I am heavily invested in on the skeleton one. I really set my mind on this, that was something I was going to complete. But if you look at the other ones, I mean, Knight, we haven't even reached tier 2. Ranger, we have reached tier 2 on. Actually, we started working our way to tier 3. That was in the beginning, Mindset of the Whisperer. And then finally the Ghost, we're not even on tier 2 on that. So I am heavily invested on that bone one, like I said. But other than that, as far as the server I'm on right now, we are doing pretty good. So chapter, I'm the highest one on that. Got a good jump. Our guild, number 1 on there. Tower challenges, I'm leading on that. So Cap catching up here. Guess I better do something. And then obviously the dungeon dive, I'm holding on that too. So I'm ranking first in everything possible on this server. So I'm happy with it. $5,000 worth. I don't really know if that justifies it, but that's kind of where we are sitting. Oh, and as far as the mounts there, you can see we're on tier 8. We have every single mount unlocked, and I don't think we necessarily have any levels on. I could cash them in. I'm waiting for the whole event to pop up right now, which is supposed to come towards the end of the month, maybe a little bit into March there. The rework on all those. So that's kind of where I'm waiting. I guess we did take Roach here up to level 2 on it, or 1 star, I should say. But that's about it as far as that goes. Same thing with artifacts. We're sitting on tier 8, and we have all 4 of the ones we can get, but no additional levels on those. Now for the events, for the longest time, I was pushing as hard as I could on these, made sure I would spend money, take that first place to get those golden tickets on it. But now that I have everything unlocked, it's not really a priority, and I figured let some of these other guys on this server get some things too, because it's not really anything I'm too concerned about, I guess I would say. Oh, and the whole guild raid too, I'm sitting in second place on that. Had some bad pulls, not anything I really tried too hard on, but there is somebody that pretty much has better gear than I do here, or I guess it's comparable for what they have, but they are kicking my butt in it right now. So like I said, that's $5,000 on this, and about whenever the game came out on global. I think it's probably 4 or 5 months or whatever. Still can't keep track, but it is every day playing, doing all my daily tasks, really grinding the game pretty hard. Oh, that's the other thing too. We're on stage or chapter 136. Every couple of days, I'll push a couple and just kind of see where it goes. I could probably get up to 140 easily, just haven't had the chance to try today. So if I wasn't making content on this, it'd pretty much be me spending money on the ad-free and then the lifetime card. Those are the big ones. Everything else, I wouldn't really be too concerned about. Maybe a battle pass here and there, but when it comes down to it, those are the only 2 things I really believe somebody would need and still have fun playing this game. But it looks like our big adventure event just showed back up, so if you guys want to know everything about that, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.